Her name is Evelyn Hartley. She was my girlfriend. I hadn't seen her in 2 years. The last letter I received had a Chicago postmark. Ink smudged like her thoughts were running when she wrote it. We tried to keep our long-distance love alive, but telegrams and paper hearts have a way of fading.
That night, I was alone in my small living room, staring out the window. The rain had come fast, washing the world into a blur of grays and silhouettes. Then, she knocked. She stood there, on my porch, soaked in the stormlight. Hair shorter than I remembered, smile softer, and I just froze.
Hey, hello. I hope you still keep matcha in the kitchen.
Her voice carrying that warm little tremble I had forgotten I needed. I watched her move through my kitchen like she'd never left. She knew exactly where I kept the mugs, still reached for the same chipped one, the one with the green flower.
I missed this place.
Pouring hot water over the bright green powder, the steam curled between us like a bridge reborn. I should have asked her 1,000 things. Why now? Why no warning? But instead, I just said, "You look beautiful."
You liar. I'm soaked, I'm tired, and I probably smell like a train station.
Still, you are always beautiful all the time. She sat by the fire, cradling her cup, steam rising to kiss her cheeks.
I went back to school. Architecture. I thought I could build something that wouldn't fall apart.
The words lingered. I didn't want to say what we were both thinking, that maybe we had fallen apart, not because we stopped caring, but because life moved faster than letters.
I thought about coming home 100 times, but then I'd get scared you wouldn't be here.
I reached out and touched her hand. I told her, I never left. I never stopped waiting. She leaned into me on the couch. The room was quiet, except for the rain and the record softly looping. I could smell her hair, still the same lavender shampoo she used to leave in my shower. She took my hand and placed it over her heart.
You feel that? That's yours. Has been. Even when I tried to forget.
I didn't speak. I couldn't. Instead, I kissed her forehead and let my eyes close. Like if I stopped watching, time wouldn't take her again. And for the first time in 2 years, my world made sense. She stood up and walked to the window.
Feels heavier than just rain.
Outside, the night had deepened into something restless. Trees swayed, power lines trembled. But inside, she looked peaceful. Like she didn't belong to this storm. Like something was gently pulling her away, even as she tried to stay. "Are you okay?" I asked. She smiled, a little sad this time.
I'm glad I came. I needed this. I needed to see you.
My chest tightened. She'd said it like a goodbye. She curled up in the armchair across from me, fingers lightly tracing the rim. Her eyes, they had that quiet weight, like she hadn't slept in weeks, like she'd crossed more than just a few 100 miles to get here. "You look tired," I said. She smiled, but didn't deny it.
I've been running. Not just flights and buses, in my head, too.
I opened my mouth to ask what she meant, but she looked away, eyes fixed on the rain.
I'm just glad I made it in time.
I played the song Blue Moon, our favorite song. We used to dance to this song in my kitchen, barefoot and laughing, back when everything was simpler and summer lasted longer than time allowed. She looked up and surprised.
You still have this record?
Always.
I said. She rose slowly and walked to me. Her hands slid into mine. Her fingers were cold but steady. We moved in silence, swaying slowly under the dim orange glow of the wall lamp. Just her, just me, and the song we both still remembered.
I'm staying.
Her voice so sure, it scared me. I wanted to believe it, but something in her eyes, like the way you hold on to a dream right before you wake up. I squeezed her hand tighter.
Good. You'll stay. I'll make breakfast tomorrow. Remember how you hated my pancakes?
She laughed softly, resting her head against my chest.
I'll stay.
Her voice cracked. I didn't want to ask what she was hiding. I just wanted to believe her.
I turned toward the wall.
10:38 p.m.
She had stopped talking. Her eyes closed, her breathing even. I was about to say something stupid about getting her a towel or heating more water when something shifted in the air. You know the feeling when you walk into a room that was just vacated? That's how the room suddenly felt. I looked at the teacup, still full of warmth, but her chair was empty.
We begin tonight with breaking news involving a commercial airliner missing over Missouri airspace.
I hadn't touched the TV, I swear, but the screen flickered to life. Grainy black and white footage, a serious-faced reporter.
Confirmed reports that Continental Airlines Flight 11 has disappeared from radar. The flight departed from Chicago and was en route to Los Angeles. Authorities are investigating. The aircraft is believed to have broken apart mid-air near Unionville, Missouri. 45 passengers on board, and one of the names released, Miss Evelyn Hartley, age 27, from Chicago.
My ears rang. I dropped the teacup. It shattered. Because Evelyn, she had just been here.
I couldn't breathe. I stared at the name on the screen. Evelyn Hartley. And everything inside me collapsed. My Evelyn was on that plane? But she was just here. She was just dancing with me. I held her in my arms. Her teacup was still warm. Her scent still lingered in the air. No, this couldn't be real. Was I dreaming? I backed away from the screen, My knees hit the coffee table. The world tilted sideways. And yet, the chair across from me remained empty. I turned toward where she had been. The blanket she held had fallen. Her matcha cup still there, steam rising. Her presence gone. Not like someone who had left the room, but like someone who never been there to begin with. My mind scrambled for logic. Maybe I imagined her. Maybe I missed her so much I conjured her from the storm. But my hand still smelled like lavender, and my chest still remembered her heartbeat. I knelt beside the table and picked up the cup she used. It burned my palm. Still warm. She was real. She had to be. Maybe she came to say goodbye. Maybe she knew. Maybe her soul needed to be here one last time. I brought the cup to my lips. The matcha was bitter, just how she liked it. And suddenly, the room smelled like her again. Like lavender. Like wintergreen gum. Like memories I wasn't ready to lose. Then, a knock. My heart jumped. I opened the door to find a young man in a soaked uniform. A delivery boy, no older than 19, holding a brown parcel. "For Mr. William Gardner?" he asked. I nodded. He handed it over, gave a tired nod, and vanished into the rain without another word. My hands shook as I looked down at the label. Postmarked Chicago, Illinois. Date May 21, 1962. Sender Evelyn Hartley. The envelope was creased, but sealed tightly. I opened it carefully. Inside, one handwritten letter in her familiar, looping cursive. My eyes stung before I even read the first line.
My dearest Will, I can't do this long distance anymore. I'm coming to you. I booked a flight to Los Angeles. I'll take the train from there. I can't wait to surprise you.
She had written it 2 days before. She had boarded Flight 11 to come home to me. And somehow, she did. I sat down at the table, our table, and unfolded the single sheet of paper. Her handwriting danced like I remembered, soft, looping, always slightly slanted to the right. The paper smelled faintly of her perfume, like she had sealed it with a kiss.
I don't care what it takes, Will. I just want to be near you again. I've changed, but not the way I feel about you. When I see you again, I'll be home. I'll be flying to you.
Every word hit like a soft blade. I pressed the letter to my chest and whispered her name into the silence. She was flying to me. She wanted to surprise me. She bought the ticket, boarded that plane, and carried hope across the skies like it was all she had left. She never told me the date. She wanted it to be a shock, the kind where I open the door and find her on the porch, laughing. Instead, I found her already here, hours after her name aired on the news, smiling, sipping her matcha, dancing in my living room like time had bent to her will. maybe it had. I laid the letter beside her teacup. The steam was gone now. Only silence remained. I touched the cup, still faintly warm. My hands wouldn't stop shaking. I pressed my forehead to the wood of the table, willing the memory of her to stay. Her laugh, her eyes, the weight of her fingers in mine. The rain outside hadn't stopped. It felt like it wouldn't. Maybe ever again. But somehow I welcomed it. It sounded like her voice. Soft, familiar, gone.
Evelyn. I said it out loud. Not to the rain, not to the sky. To her, to the trace of her that still hung in the air like forgotten perfume. I hope you made it there, wherever you are. I hope it's peaceful. The lights flickered once, just once, and I swear I felt a breeze touch my cheek, like a hand, like a goodbye, like love leaving the room. I don't care what anyone says, she was here. I didn't dream her, I didn't imagine her. She came back to me, if only for one last cup of matcha. I keep the teacup on the shelf now, untouched. The letter stays folded in my coat pocket. And every time it rains, I make a cup of matcha.